Good morning. Welcome to Unity Orlando. Our opening statement this morning is, I live and move and have my being in a sea of God life and God love. Let's all affirm that together. I live and move and have my being in a sea of God life and God love. All right, let's all close our eyes and take a nice deep breath in. Let's affirm that together in the silence. And so it is. And now if you'd like to stand and help us sing our joy song this morning, it's called From My Heart, From My Soul. The struggle, I release and I let go. Lift away all the sorrow, all the pain in my soul. I let God's power use me. I release all control. Feel God's strength coming through me. Open heart, I am whole. I let go of the struggle. I release and I let go. Lift away all the sorrow, all the pain in my soul. I let God's power use me. I release all control. Feel God's strength coming through me. Open heart, I am whole. I release, I let go. And I let go. Lift away all the sorrow, all the pain in my soul. I let God's power use me. I release all control. Feel God's strength coming through me. Open heart, I am whole. I release, I let go. Thank you. Be seated.
Good morning, Unity Orlando. How are you guys? Good to see your gorgeous faces. Welcome online. I'm Susan Francis. I'm your platform speaker today. Do we have any visitors here? I don't think so. I recognize everyone. But I'm glad you're spending your morning with us in person and online. Just a reminder that you can download the notes from service today on our website, on the unityorlando.org website. And for those who are here, the notes are in your hands, hopefully, if Brian did his job. A reminder that chaplains pray every evening at 8 p.m. We invite you to join us. Just set a timer and take just a couple minutes and join us in prayer. Group prayer is very powerful. And the theme this month is Christ is the way. Of course he is. And also a reminder that chaplains are available to pray with you after service. And today, right now, I'm the chaplain on duty. So see me if you would like prayer. Also, in the foyer there, or actually through the door towards Meyer Hall, there's a table. And there's some free books and CDs. Please help help yourself, take them home and enjoy them. An anonymous donor wanted to share these with you, so please help yourself. Reverend Bob's lesson this morning is finding pleasure, my favorite thing, of whatever that could be. But I have a story to tell you before I turn it back over to Brian. So there was a man and his wife and his mother-in-law. They went on vacation in the Holy Land. And while they were there, the mother-in-law passed away. The undertaker told them, you can have her shipped home for $5,000, or you can bury her here in the Holy Land for $150. The man thought about it and told him he's just going to have her shipped home. The undertaker said, why would you spend $5,000 to ship your mother-in-law home when it would be wonderful to have her buried here and spend only $150? The man replied, well, a man died here 2,000 years ago and was buried here, and 3 days later he rose from the dead, and I just can't take that chance. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brian.
Sounds worth it. All right, thank you, Susan. Never disappoints. All right. Here's a song that I wrote after Reverend Bob's favorite word. It's called World of Plenty. A little piece of a dream came today. I had to grab it before it went away. It seemed just like yesterday. A peace came over me. A piece of my dream together today. I hopped right on and rode away. It seemed just like yesterday, my dream swept me away. In a world of plenty, our dreams are not so far away. In a world of plenty, we lead a life filled with glory. For the world we are grateful, makes a world so thankful. And our dreams come love-filled in a world of plenty. Another piece of a dream came today. Like no other, it slipped away. I guess it just wasn't meant to be. A living dream sets me free. In a world of plenty, our dreams are not so far away. In a world of plenty, we lead a life filled with glory. For the world we are grateful, makes a world so thankful. Our dreams come love-filled in a world of plenty. In a world of plenty, our dreams are not so far away. In a world of plenty, we lead a life filled with glory. For the world we are grateful, makes a world so thankful. our dreams come love-filled in a world of plenty. And our dreams come love-filled in a world of plenty. And our world comes love-filled in a world of plenty. A little piece of a dream came today.
Ah, how wonderful. Thank you. It's always great to have a musician who writes a song about, quote, your favorite word. How is everyone today? Welcome to July. July in Florida. Everyone's laughing. Yeah. Well, let's see. The world is hot right now, right? Hottest it's ever been. Is that a good thing? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But we can enjoy it wherever it is. Actually, July has always been a challenge for me. That's why it used to be I disappeared in July and went to Colorado. And my challenge this year is to really enjoy July the way it is. Even if I am going to go to Tacoma, Washington next week. But in any case, the world is beautiful in the many ways that it comes. Hope you had a good 4th of July. Today we're going to talk about finding pleasure. Everyone is, oh boy. You know, pleasure has gotten a really bad rap in spiritual and ethical circles. But I want you to understand it's actually a good thing. Oh, don't go after pleasure. Pleasure will ruin your life. No, it won't. That's the way you enjoy your life. If you make a physical pleasure your only objective, then yeah, you're going to ruin things. The same way when you get anything out of balance. But if you're not experiencing pleasure in your life, you're already blowing it. Life should be enjoyable. We're here to enjoy it. Okay, so I first have to talk about the opposite before I can take off on pleasure, and that is suffering gives you no spiritual points. I'm sorry, it is not more spiritual to suffer. That's just something we do to ourselves, and it's not noble. And emotional suffering, choosing to suffer because something didn't go the way I wanted it to, it's downright dumb. If you have a choice, and you do. You have a choice as to whether you resist life, which is what suffering's all about. I'm resisting what I'm going through. I don't like it. Or whether you accept life. In the end, suffering is trying to close yourself off from the experience you're going through. You're saying, I don't want this. I am resisting. You're the cat in the door, right? I ain't going through. And that cat always ends up in the cat cage. Just depends on how much stress it wants to go through getting in there. And that's life. Pleasure, on the other hand, is opening up to your experience. It's opening up and taking it in and saying, oh, yeah, let's savor this. You know, once a very long time ago, and it worked for me, I don't know that it has always worked for me, and maybe that's because I can't totally get into it sometimes. But I had a headache, and I don't get headaches very often. And I had a headache. I was in my 20s at that time. And someone had told me that if you embrace the experience, the headache will actually go away. So I'm sitting there and my head's going throb, throb, and I'm going, ah. And finally I said, no, wait a second. I'm going to get into it. Throb, oh boy, throb, throb. And the truth is, it very shortly did go away because I started enjoying the throb. Funny how that happens. Spiritually, pleasure, I'm going to define it this way. Pleasure is the act of soaking up goodness. You're saying, this feels good. And you're soaking it up and going, wow, that's pleasure. When I soak up that feeling of goodness. And you can soak it up from the world around you. You can take pleasure in the world around you. You can soak it up from your experience of life. You can take pleasure in what you're going through, or you can resist it and not have so much pleasure. In either case, you can take pleasure in the experiences of life, or you can take pleasure in the higher energies, pleasure in being in the presence of God and realizing I'm in the presence of God. All of those are pleasurable experiences when you open up and accept. Goodness is everywhere. But you're going to have to look for it. And when you find it, you probably need to dwell on it. And in the end, we honor life by taking pleasure in the goodness that is around us. We honor life by calling it good, by finding the goodness and saying, ooh, let me just soak it up. That is the way we honor life. And feeling good is a rich experience that'll carry your consciousness higher. Feeling bad will definitely pull you down. That's just the way it works. Now, at first, it appears that the world has complete control over whether we're going to feel good or feel bad, right? The world could just do terrible things to me and then I'll have to feel bad. But that's not true. You always have the choice. Feeling good or feeling bad is an inner choice. It's whether you resist or whether you accept. Whether you dwell on the good in the experience, no matter how small you may at first believe it is, or whether you dwell on the bad in the experience. Remember last week I talked about this. My experience of sitting in the same chair one weekend and then the next. And one weekend I am sitting in that chair looking out and feeling lonely as I look at the outer world. And the next week I am looking out at the outer world and saying, boy, it feels good to be alone. And realized it is exactly the same experience. It's just that one week, I'm fine with it. I like it. I've had enough people today. Sitting here alone feels good. And the next week, or the previous time, I was feeling lonely. It's a choice. So it may be a hard choice, and I'm not suggesting that it's easy. But when the world throws challenges your way, you can choose to concentrate on the goodness that's still there When the squeaky wheel tells you it needs grease, you can choose to put all your concentration on that squeaky wheel, what's not working. Or you can actually choose, while you fix the wheel, because you need to take care of the wheel, to keep your attention on the three that are going smoothly and take joy in how smoothly they're going. You can find pleasure even in the most difficult of circumstances. And in the end, even in the midst of physical suffering, remember that headache that goes throb, throb, throb? You can choose to dwell on the pain, or you can dwell on something you love. Everyone says, yeah, well, that's really hard, and I will agree with you wholeheartedly. That is hard. But it can be done, and that's what matters. In the end, we need to be able to do that at times. So, choosing to dwell on goodness, to find pleasure, to take pleasure in wherever you find yourself. And you may have to find pleasure in simple things. Life's really going rotten today, but boy, that sunlight feels good. Okay? But choosing to dwell on the goodness wherever you find yourself will actually lift your consciousness to higher levels, and it'll literally alter the way the world is responding to you. Remember that throb, throb, throb. Oh, throb, throb. I'm into it, And then finally, it goes away. I guarantee you, if I was going, no, no, that it would have stayed a lot longer. That's how the world responds to you will change if you keep your consciousness in a state of joy, which means I'm enjoying myself. That's called pleasure. We get caught up in the responsibilities, the projects, the work of life. And believe me, there's nothing wrong with any of that. We have to face and do it all. But we need to dedicate a certain amount of time each day to finding pleasure in our life, not just fulfilling our responsibilities, actually enjoying myself, soaking up the goodness of life needs to be something that happens every single day of our life, at least for a little while. In Luke 12:32, Jesus said, "It's your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." Well, it's the Father's good pleasure to give you all the goodness of life. And it should be your good pleasure to acknowledge that goodness and feel it. That's how we honor life. An honor that God is bringing goodness to us. You want more? Honor what comes, no matter how small you may think it is at the moment. Honor that goodness and take pleasure in it. In 1 Thessalonians 5:16, Paul writes, "Be joyful always. Live your life in a state of joy, a state of enjoying your life. Not I'm being good. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I'm fulfilling my responsibilities. People depend on me and I'm taking care of it." And I'm not suggesting you should get rid of any of that. But over the top of it, find time to simply say, I enjoy being here. That's how you honor life. In Job 36:11, for those of who say pleasure, oh, that's not spiritual. If they obey and serve God, they will spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasures. If you're following the spiritual path, if you're seeking God, it should open you up to experiencing the pleasures in life. Many of them are found in the very simple things around us. But you should be living a life of pleasure. Life should be enjoyable if you're truly seeking to serve God. So I'm going to talk about 7 ways to soak up the goodness of life. 7 levels, starting from the most tangible and moving to the most intangible, that we can take pleasure in life. And the first one is your body. Love your body. Your body is not... I'm sorry, I was going where you were. But anyway, your body is not unspiritual. It's your servant. And treating it poorly is truly unspiritual. This thing serves us. We drag it through emotional trauma, which it stores inside of it. We drag it through physical hardship. We make it go as far as it'll go to get us where we want to be. And we need to love and appreciate it for that service. We need to give it some downtime. Some time just to feel good. So, each day, have at least a little bit of time to take pleasure in your body. Pamper it, make it feel good. Your body deserves that. It serves you well. And it deserves a little bit of feel-good time, whatever that amounts to. It might be a hot shower, soak in the hot tub, a massage. It might be just standing in the sunlight, feeling the sunlight on your skin. It can be doing something that is just totally relaxing. I know I used to go hiking, and I discovered that when I was really tired, if I would lay down on a warm rock that had been heated in the sun, and just lay down on that big rock up there on that trail, I could feel the energy of the rock coming in, and it would kind of re-nourish my body, and I'd be ready to go finish the trip. Years ago when I first came here, and you've probably heard me tell this because I've told it a number of times, someone gave me a weight loss tape. Now, please understand, I was 140 pounds, and losing weight had never been an issue for me. Gaining weight maybe had, but not losing weight. Okay. But she gave me this, said, you really ought to listen to this. I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. But when I started listening to it, I went, oh my God, this is wild. And it was a workshop that supposedly had helped tens of thousands of people lose weight. And it was not a diet, it was not an exercise program. It was a Love Your Body program. And what they said is the whole thing was take pleasure in your body. Give your body, pamper your body a little bit. It said, give it a long soak in a bubble bath. Well, not many of us actually do that anymore, you know. Give it a long soak in a bubble bath. I got a little tiny hot tub so I could do that. And my body likes it. Pamper it, make it feel good, pet your body. I went, oh, we're going into strange territory now. But in any case, but I listened through, and the whole thing said, like, pat your shoulder and tell it you love it. Really? I felt like Carlos Castaneda when Don Juan told him to talk to the plants, that he's down there saying, I apologize for picking you. Don, I feel stupid for doing this. You know? And yet he said it's important. Well, this is important. Pet your arm like you would pet your cat. Or if you're not a cat person, your dog. Okay. And go over and pet each thing. And as you do, tell it, I love you. And you do this every day. And what they said is, if you pamper your body and you tell your body you love it, you'll lose weight. Or if you're underweight, you'll gain weight. Or if you're just unhealthy, you'll get healthier. A body responds to being loved. And a little bit of catering to your body allows and experiencing pleasure in the body. Simple pleasures. And your body will serve you that much better, that much healthier, that much stronger, and probably longer. So, every day, treat your body to something that feels good. Whether it's the bath, the hot tub, the massage, the moment to lay in the grass, whatever it is you want. Tell your body you love it and appreciate it. Now you go, okay, but that was just one little program. Do you remember that whole scientific, it was a movie that was out, 2 hours worth. It was in What the Bleep, and it's What the Bleep Do We Know? And it was talking about all the latest breakthroughs in neuroscience and in quantum mechanics and reality and all of this stuff. And one of the sections, they would act some of it. They had an actress who kind of lived some of it out for us. And she determined that her body was, 90% water or something like that. And she saw this whole thing where water changed the way it looked under a microscope depending on the ideas that were placed in it. And love made it form these beautiful crystalline forms, and hate kind of went the other way. Okay, and so here she is soaking in a bubble bath, and she's taking a makeup pencil and she's writing, I love you, all over her body. So it wasn't just this one workshop was doing it before that came out, and for all I know, maybe they got a piece of it from there. But this was something that made it into the latest scientific breakthroughs, okay, in that movie. So, tell your body you love it and you appreciate it, and it will respond. And then practice something that now we're getting a little more abstract. Practice feeling well-being in your body. That is a spiritual quality. Well-being. Can you feel it in your body? Well-being is something your whole body feels. It's not just a few nerves like the addictions, but it destroys my well-being. Or rich foods that taste good for the moment but are really bad for you. Well-being is like when you eat something healthy and suddenly Your body feels good all over. Your body actually responds when you eat something healthy. Mine does. I eat, of all things, okra. And my body goes, ooh, that's a whole lot better than that sugar you were eating a moment ago. It's amazing. You need to ask your body what makes it feel good. Well-being. Well-being is feeling that sense of divine life that is underneath every cell of your body. And you can practice feeling that no matter where you are, whether you're sick or healthy or injured or whatever. When you are good at feeling well-being, you will be able to reach underneath the pain and feel the well-being that is underneath it. So, if the first step is love your body, we're going to take a step up, and now we're going to reach beyond body pleasure. We're going to go to the experiencing the glory of nature. And I've already alluded to little pieces of this. Nature around you is glorious. And there is a tremendous amount of pleasure to be taken from opening yourself up to nature in the many forms that it takes. I love to stand out and just embrace the wind. Just reach out, particularly when a storm's rolling in. Feel that energy in the wind and just embrace it. There is a tremendous pleasure in experiencing the wind on my skin and drawing its energy into my body, drawing the goodness out of it, you might say. You can swim in the ocean and feel the water surrounding you, swirling around you, and you can draw the goodness out of that experience. You can feel sunlight on your skin, and just stopping for a moment to feel that and take pleasure in sunlight on my skin is exceedingly important to staying in a good state of mind. And I had one more here. Laying in the grass and feeling the earth under your feet. Just feeling it, absorbing it. It's me up on that trail laying on the rock. And then having enough energy to finish the hike. Stop and appreciate the beauty of nature wherever you are. It's always around us. You can even, you say, well, no, I don't know. Well, then just sit and feel the feeling in the air. The feeling of July is very different than the feeling of January, and it's not just the temperature. There's a feeling in the air. Stop and enjoy it. Take time to become one with the tree. We don't normally do that. Stop and take pleasure in treeness. Become one with the animal that you're watching and feel its glory. To become one with the rich texture of the flowers. There is so much to savor in life. And it's not more spiritual to miss out on that. I'd say it's less spiritual. Take the time to savor the pleasures of nature around you. The third level we're going to up it is really going to take the last one and up it one more notch. Dwell on beauty wherever you find yourself. Now we're just getting a little more abstract. Now it's not just nature, though that's a good start. It's dwelling on beauty, because when you're dwelling on beauty wherever you find it, you're dwelling on goodness, tremendous goodness, and it feels pleasurable. When you see something is beautiful, you feel pleasure inside of yourself. So like I said, nature's a good start, but then there's people. There's art. There's music. There's the beauty of creativity, the beauty of an idea. And when you get real good at it, there's just the beauty of structure, just experiencing structure and form, or the beauty of color. Color alone. Whoa. Not just saying, yeah, that's blue. I remember Tom Jones, who did the survival courses, surviving in the midst of nature. His whole thing was, these bird watchers, they look, say, okay, got it, check mark, I've seen that bird. He said, you don't want to just see that bird. You want to experience that bird. You want to experience what that bird is all about. So, experience color. It's not just blue. There's a texture to blue that'll thrill you. You'll begin to say, I see its beauty. And the moment you see its beauty, what you're saying is, I see the goodness of color. And you're soaking it up. Or the vastness of the universe. Just soaking up that vastness of the night sky. Wherever you are, wherever you find yourself, look for beauty, because there will be some beauty in the ugliest of places. There will still be some beauty. Look for the beauty and take joy in it. That'll lift your consciousness. And there is a practice I call super awareness, which involves cherishing each aspect of the beauty. In other words, become super aware of the colors around you. Go, whoa, look at that color, look at that color. Super aware of the smell in the air, of the form, of the way things move. We tend to just kind of slide through this life with as little attention as we can give it. And if you put yourself into being aware, you can become extremely aware of everything around you, and then you will certainly see the beauty. It's everywhere. As we get more intangible, practice joy. Practice joy. You say, no, joy is something happen when something good happens to me. No. Joy is a quality of your soul. And joy comes from within. So every day, learn to generate joy in your life. You want to live your life in joy, like Paul said. Be joyous always. What was it? Be joyful always. So learn to generate joy. Learn to find joy in everything you do. I'm just taking out the garbage. Find joy in it. Find joy in that simple activity. Learn to play with life. We grow up and we forget how to play. Learn to play. Have fun with life. Be a child. And just enjoy the life around you. If you're filled with joy, you're open to great goodness. Joy is that openness, that embracing of great goodness, and that attracts more goodness to you. That's why you want to live in joy. So we're at the statement I have often made, and I enjoy saying, the most spiritual thing you can do with your life is enjoy it. That is the most spiritual thing you can do with your life. Enjoy it. That means you're appreciating what God gave you. And there is nothing more spiritual you can do than to take a moment to enjoy your life. 5 is dealing with harmony. Once again, more abstract. Harmonize with others or harmonize with the world around you. Nothing will bring you more pleasure than harmony. Harmony brings tremendous pleasure. Psalm 133:1, behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in harmony. So, can you feel the harmony in your relationships? Almost every relationship you have will have some harmony and possibly some disharmony. Feel the harmony. And feel harmony with all life. And that's one of the meditations that many of us will do. I think you probably should try to do it every day. Just feel yourself in harmony with all life. If you can feel that. Remember how I said the world alters the way it reacts to you? Can you spend a little bit of time feeling in harmony with humanity? That might be a rough one right now, but in harmony with humanity and in harmony with all life on this planet. If you can find harmony, you will have also found pleasure. It flows out of it. And more abstract, let's take on peace. Be at peace. Peace is one of the highest qualities. It embodies harmony. It embodies joy. Joy rises out of peace. It embodies all of it. It is acceptance. I am at peace. Feel yourself truly at peace and feel the relief and well-being that brings you. It is pleasurable to be at peace and not at conflict. It is even better than winning at conflict. At peace. Be at peace with everything in your world. Go around and kind of said, I am at peace with this. I am at peace with this. I am at peace with that. I am at peace with all of it. And then feel the quiet pleasure that rises out of that. And the 7th and most abstract is live in awe of the glory of life. We're really talking about living in God's presence. See the light of life, that is God, shining through everything. And when you can see it, you will feel tremendous pleasure rising inside of you. The whole world is glowing in light. The light of life is shining through everything around me. If you can grasp that, there's nothing more thrilling. Or maybe you just choose to sit in God's presence in prayer and meditation and feel that absolute pleasure of just being in God's presence. I'm not coming here to do something. I'm not wanting something out of this. I am just feeling the pleasure of sitting quietly and observing the command, be still and know that I am God. So let's close our eyes and feel a little bit of the goodness of life. Because that goodness is God. Start for a moment by loving your body. Tell it you love it and you appreciate how it serves you. It's actually done a very good job considering what we put it through. And it needs a little praise. And now strive to feel a sense of well-being throughout your body. That well-being is God life. It's the Spirit of God which is the source of this life that you live. So feel the well-being and feel it extending through every cell. Definitely through all the organs and the muscles and the way they all work together. Feel a sense of harmony in your body. And take pleasure in living in this body for this time. Now reach beyond your body into nature and feel the beauty of it all around you. The skies, the seas, the air, the wind, the trees, the earth under our feet. We are immersed in the glory of nature. It's all around us, cradling us. Become super aware of the beauty, the rich colors, the multitude of forms and shapes. And we turn our thoughts to the people around us. Each one has a unique texture to their being. Cherish this wonderful art gallery that we find ourselves in, where every person has a little different texture. And feel joy rising within you. Simply the joy of life. The joy of life. The world doesn't need to do anything to make us joyous. In this moment, we're filled with the joy of life. as this joy rises, I realize I'm in harmony with all of life around me. And I can feel the goodness, I can feel the pleasure, being in harmony with it all. And here at the center of my being, no matter what's going on in my outer life, I am at peace with everyone. I am at peace with everything in my world. I am at peace with the circumstances I face. I am at peace with this life that I am living. There's a relief, a pleasure that rises. Sense the absolute glory of the light of life shining through everything around you. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. And realize we live and move and have our being within a sea of God life and God love. We live and move. We live and move and have our being within that sea of God. And it is glorious, truly pleasurable to be immersed in God. Father, for the glory of life, the joy, the pleasure of living this life, we are truly grateful. Thank you, God. Amen. Well, it's time for our offering. For those of you at home, if you're new, you'll need the instructions. Otherwise, I'm sure you know them. You go to the home page at the end of service to give your gift, your donation. You hit the Donate Now button, and you can use PayPal or a credit card, or you can pull off our address and mail us a check. And you can always call the office to arrange for regular offerings, if that's easier for you. Thank you for your support. It is definitely what keeps us going. So, everyone, those of you who are here and those of you online, shall we affirm together? Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. Thank you, God. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Bob. And I was at the beach yesterday and enjoying the waves, and I still have a little bit of ocean right in here. I hear it squishing around sometimes. Little souvenir. So I wrote this song kind of enjoying the world called This World. best it can. My world bestows my soul to thee. When I change, it's better for me. This world shows its growth with every minor woe and every major blow. The one thing that I know, it's not too late to let go. My love is bigger than the sea. My love is big as God's can be. My love can span eternity. When I love, it's better for me. This world can show me who I am. This world will change as best it can. My world bestows my soul to thee. And when I change, it's better for me. This world shows its growth with every minor woe and every major blow. The one thing that I know, it's not too late to let go. So let it go. This world, this world, this world, this
That was a wonderful way to end the service, or bring the end service to a culmination. Let's see, where are we? Whether you're watching at home or sitting here in person, thank you for being Unity Orlando. It's a wonderful consciousness. You're a part of it. In fact, you are it. And thank you for your support. Next Sunday, Patty and I are actually going to be in Yakima, Washington. You know, that's a little different than Seattle, I guess. It's a wonderful small town that we're going to be exploring some of Patty's roots. She lived there for a while, and she loved it while she was there. So we're going to go back. We're also going to go spend a couple of days up under Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens. So hopefully there will be no eruptions while we're there. In either case, we're going to be out in Washington State. Yeah, right. And you say, what's happening here? Around here, Reverend Lulu is going to be speaking. She does a number of our online courses, and so this is your chance to see her in person. I know you'll want to be here. Next Sunday morning, 9:15 and 11 a.m. Let's all rise and let's finish off our service by joining together and blessing the whole world with our prayer of protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. God bless you all.